Hey y'all, welcome back to Riders Republic. I'm Insetic. With me on this set is Blanktester,
Hey kids, how's it going?
Turo,
Hello.
and Zindictive.
What's up, lads?
And we are finishing out the Snowtrix career here in this video. The final part of that, final events, going to the big boss event, the special event afterwards.
No tricks.
I
All
was
this
just...
time I thought it was Sna-W-Trix.
Oh,
Now I know better.
Now.
yeah.
Now I know better.
Anyway, I was just out collecting various stuff around the game world, like those funkies, the fun little things you can ride. So maybe we'll see some of that in this.
You're about to get funky.
We'll see where there's a side objective for, like, I don't know, use the surfboard and get X amount of points or something like that.
Damn.
The
You should
funkies are always
surf on the
detriments
snow.
to riding normally. Not detriments, but, they're all, like, lower stats
Challenges
and
or,
whatever
yeah.
challenges.
Yeah, challenges.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that snow. It's so realistic.
My God, are you skiing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were like a snowboarder for life. What is
What?
this?
I've been skiing throughout these videos.
You have?
Yeah, you've
Have I
been
just
skiing since...
entirely forgotten?
You've been
Yes.
so checked out, you didn't even notice there's 2 planks of wood, not 1.
They talk about open your third eye. You need to open your first eye.
You don't even realize you just woke up to watching another game of Johnny Mosley.
Question, how do you guys feel about dropping the current pronunciation of skiing and in favor of simplifying it into 1 syllable? Skiing?
Skiing.
Sking.
Skiing?
Sking.
Skiing.
No, not skiing. That'd be S-K-I-N-G. You gotta get the 2 I's, but it's...
Oh, it's like
It's
skiing.
Skiing? Yeah, there you go. You guys are
Skiing.
getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skiing.
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 Uh-huh.
So I was skiing.
Skiing.
I was taking my
You gotta
skiing
say it
lessons.
like that. Sking!
Yeah.
I gotta be
That's-
honest. I think that's a little inconvenient, actually.
Yeah. Well, I think if you have to shout it, that's kind of a problem, because I feel like we should reserve that for full caps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, the shouting isn't really part of it, but I think the pronunciation, I'm thinking, might speed us up a little bit. As a language,
Okay.
as a people.
Right. I mean, we got to make up for having squirrel become
Yeah.
2 syllables somehow.
Squirrel.
Yeah,
Squirrel.
exactly. Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Ugh.
Squirrel would be a great
On,
name.
on the other hand, now that I'm thinking about it, we are already optimizing the word shiitake.
Into shit take.
Turn it-
No. I mean, it's already optimized. Did that guy
Optimized
just
the
run
shit
up
dick.
to you?
Yeah,
Oh, I
he
forgot shiitake does
ran
have
up
2
on me.
eyes.
Yeah, shiitake has 2 eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were making a crass joke.
I mean, well, no. I don't know if that was
we
crass.
go
I
with
think
the
you
shit
saying
take?
it was potentially crass. I didn't think shit take was like a crass thing until you just said that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a normal word. Treat
Right.
it normally.
But like, if you say somebody's got a shit take, I assume that their opinion is bad, not that they're doing something fecal.
Yeah, but it's a crass word.
Just saying shit makes it crass?
Yeah.
Just saying shit, really.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
So, like-
shit is a curse word.
Sure, it's a curse word, but I don't think it makes it crass. I feel like you have to use a word in a crass way. Do you feel like butt is crass?
That's so crass.
I
man.
was always led to believe crass just means impolite.
Really?
Like,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't think of crass that way.
Impolite
Maybe
speech. Yeah.
is that what it's defined as?
I guess I
Yes.
have to look it up.
Yeah,
now.
let's look it up.
I guess, what do you
Crass
define it as,
definition.
Bob?
I was thinking of it more in like a
Specifically, like,
obscene,
dirty.
like a dirty, obscene sort of way.
As in like a physically like gross.
Dictionary.com. Without
That shit's
refinement,
crass.
delicacy, or sensitivity. Gross, obtuse, stupid. Those are
So,
a lot
yeah.
of different words that combined form, I guess, crass.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think saying the word shit in isolation or bringing it up is enough to make something crass.
Pretty much.
Still, from that definition. And I really don't think it makes it I don't think it makes it nasty to just mention the word shit, right? Like if I stub my toe and I go, "Ah, shit," you don't start thinking of poop. And even if you did, that's between you and your god. That's not my problem.
Damn.
I just
Only
think
God
it's
watches shit.
impolite. Impolite. Impolite.
Yeah, that's
Southern
why you should always go
hospitality.
harder. You should go fuck.
Yeah. Fuck
Wow.
take.
Fuck
Yuck.
take, yeah.
Fuck
If
yeah.
somebody has a
We should create a
Fuck
new
take.
mushroom called the fuck take. Or the fuck take.
fuck take.
Fuck.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
I think you said this before. This is a stupid question. Never mind. I'm just not even gonna say it.
Okay, I guess we'll never know.
It's a really stupid question.
We'll
I
never
already know the answer.
We'll never know the rest of the story.
Yeah.
People will never know. It'll be a mystery forever.
There's so many stories that we now know the rest of, but this one is not one of them.
Oh, look at that. I pulled
Wow.
an exotic.
That's
Which
Sick
just
pulls,
means
bro!
it's
Sick pulls!
better than the others, but doesn't make up for your own skill.
so. Do they have? They have stats.
Yeah.
Are the stats? How relevant are the stats?
They're like
I mean,
cars.
They're kind of relevant. Like, again, you'll see when I do these funkies. Like, I saw, like, win or so with the 1 footboard, so I'm like, let me show that off. You'll see that this is just not as good as if I'd picked my best
other one.
available ski
Yeah.
or snowboard.
Okay, well then I guess my stupid question's not as stupid. I thought you maybe clarified. Maybe you did clarify this before. Can you pick the cosmetic look of your board separate from the aesthetic that comes from the piece of gear you're using?
Nope, it's not
Oh,
like
that's
It's an
annoying.
inherent thing.
Yeah.
That sucks. I hate that.
Like, you can't... Are you guys like, you can't choose, like, what, like, the design of your board is, along with if
You're like,
it's,
I'm not
right.
even saying
a
like it
1
needs to have like a
foot
real designer, even if it's just pre-selectable skins. I still, in most games, I prefer your aesthetics to not be tied to the mechanics of
the
it.
quality of the item.
But I do still want there to be different aesthetics from the gear. So I guess I want the best of both worlds, and that's the most work possible, right? But like
Sort
in an extreme sports game, like part of the extreme sports culture is like making it your own. So like the fact that you can't just like pick a color scheme and stick with it while your gear is changing is kind of annoying to me.
No, yeah,
sure,
every green board or ski or bike or whatever you get, that then the next event when you rank up again, you get something
you, like,
that's
a black
3 stats
one or a
better.
green- yeah,
you
or a
know,
purple
no, you're
one.
throwing away the old ones like
Yeah.
constantly.
That sucks. I don't know. You know what game? I think I've mentioned this before as well. You know what game did it really well with the Cosmog system? DC Universe Online. I don't even know if that game is still running, but anytime you picked up a piece of gear, it would have, some style to it, and it had its own stats, but it just added it to your catalog. You could always use that aesthetic anytime you want for that piece. So, like, there's, like, the gloves, and then your boots, and then your pants, and your shirt, and your back accessories, and helmet accessories, and, like, each of those things is individually just like a big catalog of everything you've ever worn.
There was an extreme sports game that was like this, and it escapes my memory, but it was like, when it was like, you've unlocked a new board, you got the stats for that new board just applied to you passively. And you could still choose whatever board you wanted.
That's
If you-
nice.
If you liked the design of the starter board more than the new board you got,
Yeah.
you could still use that starter board and still have the stats of the new board. I used to think Sean Palmer was like that until I went back and replayed it a few years ago and I was like, oh no. The stats are still tied to the board. But there's
Yeah.
another...
I can't quite remember
Same.
which one you mean.
Yeah, it's like on the tip of my frontal lobe. Just I can't
The mind's
remember.
tongue.
Actually, no, the hippocampus is the part with memory. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
the hippocampus is for memory. The frontal lobe would help you, like, visualize and dream.
Yeah. What a great era.
Well, I guess that would also help because I'm trying to like remember it and like see it in my mind's eye, the game that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only think of games where boards are just not tied to stats at all, like the Amp series, where it's just
Yeah.
cosmetic,
Yeah.
Yeah, where like you get board points, which like apply to things that would ostensibly be affected by your board, but you could also just choose whatever board you wanted. Like ollie height, I guess that would be affected by like the material that your board is made out of. But it was also just like a thing you earned, and then you would.
I think I remember like one of the Tony Hawk games or something like that, maybe doing something like that, where it's more so if you buy the next board, essentially the stats get added to it. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, when you bought a new board, you would just get a passive speed boost, but then you could go back and choose that original board. I don't think that's the game that I'm thinking of, but that is an example of what I'm thinking of.
It's where you have to, the more boards you buy, the more stats you get for all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there we go. That's an answer.
I can't remember it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to remember that game.
After like
Someone
5 minutes.
start a new conversation so I don't have to keep thinking about it.
A minute ago you mentioned trying to visualize the game. Did you know that visualization in your mind is a spectrum? People have different abilities to do it.
Yes.
So, like, some people, when they close their eyes and try to picture something, like if I ask people, picture a star.
An apple.
In the middle.
An apple
in
is
the middle,
like
yeah, an apple
yeah.
in a black void. Okay, what color is the apple? Does it have a stem? Is it shiny? Like, as I ask these questions about the image in your head, some people will be like, yeah, I am imagining a shiny red apple, blah, blah, blah. And some people just don't, like, they imagine the shape of the apple, but not the color, and they're just unable to picture the color. And that's called aphantasia if you can't picture anything at all.
Just like the movie.
And I think there's a less commonly used term for doing that, but for, like, other senses, like, I think it's a anosma or something for, like, not being able to recall scents. I'm not very good at recalling smells. So, and tastes, too. I'm really bad at remembering what things taste like. Yeah. I know pepper is spicy, so if I see the pepper on it, or if I know there's pepper on it, I can imagine, I know the word spicy is involved, but I don't remember what spicy feels like until I'm experiencing it.
Spice just ain't flowing.
Yeah.
I have two different tangents to go off of that. The first one is, one of those is like, there's people, I'm one of these people, I don't know how rare this is, I don't think it's rare, but who can, like, synthesize people's voices in their head, like, even of
like imagining,
yeah, like, I could imagine you calling a professional hockey game. Like, I could watch a hockey game on mute.
I used to be good at that.
Pretend that you were the commentator.
Yeah, I used to be able to sort of project what a person's voice would sound like. I'm not very good at that anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still
decent at both.
No, I don't know if it's because I'm just like, my brain is invested in other things these days, I guess.
Yeah, the aphantasia one is the most common, because, like, sure, it probably happens for other things, but I never see a discussion about recalling scents or whatever.
No.
Red Bull Play Streets is hella famous for taking towns and, well, turning them into freestyle playgrounds. We're taking that concept and shaking it up a little and bringing it to Mammoth. Ooh, you're gonna love this one. It's one of my favorites in Snow Tricks because you get to do a little street side sightseeing while stomping tricks in front of cheering crowds. Ready to hit this?
Ready to hit this?
Oh,
Ready to
gosh.
hit.
Anyway, Turo, you had another tangent?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, continue on the original tangent. Since I brought up the sports example, I just realized I can imagine you calling a hockey game, because I've heard several Americans, like several American commentators on hockey games. I couldn't imagine you calling an Australian football game, because every commentator I've ever heard
who's commentating
is Australian.
Huh.
Same with cricket.
Yeah.
So I guess that's.
I mean,
like,
I guess a different way of viewing it is that you can't even possibly imagine that I would ever be interested in this sport. And you're right.
Yeah.
No, because like
that's not actually true. I am sort of interested in this sport.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't like. I could imagine you calling a hockey game even if you don't know who like Jonathan Drouin or Jeff Tambellini are.
I'm assuming both of those are made up. This level is cool. I like this.
Yeah, it's Red Bull Play Streets.
It reminds me of
it's almost
Red Bull...
a little too railroady, but like, I like the idea of it.
I mean,
I don't know. Is a little bit weird.
I think railroady is good for something where they're trying to measure how many points you can get, because it's like everyone going into it has the exact same shit, and it's all about skill, right?
It's pretty much all about how well you handle the line.
Kind of sucks that you ran out of tricks before that big last jump.
Yeah. But it's not, I mean, like, you don't have to make, if you made the whole game like that, I think that'd be bad, but, like, one event every once in a while, like a real railroady one, I kind of think that's cool.
I mean, if you made every event like that, you'd be playing an extreme sports version of Subway Surfers.
Yeah.
This is like a real thing, fans like motocross and such, where they like, or biking, like BMX, where they have this sort of line where it's basically down to both how you handle it, how many crashes you make, and how fast you are at getting all the way from point A to point B. Like, it's a real thing.
Nice double rodeo.
I think an extreme sports version of, like a snowboarding version of Subway Surfers actually might be kind of rad.
Maybe.
I guess
because
so.
like the thing I'm thinking about, I have no idea. The thing I'm thinking about it is that like, well, okay, there's synergy between the Subway Surfers gameplay and snowboarding in this particular way. In Subway Surfers, the character is running. But in real life, you have to choose to move your legs like that, right? But gravity's pulling you along when you're snowboarding. And in the same way, in Subway Surfers, you're just going. Regardless of whether you want to go, you're just going. Right? So there is sort of a synergy there. You could maybe make something cool, add something on top of it, like, okay, well, you're constantly moving, but you can do tricks or something. That'd be kind of cool. Make it a phone game, flick in different directions to do different tricks.
I bet someone has already made this as a phone game.
I thought this already
exists.
You have some aces up your sleeve.
Well, someone can make it again.
Looks like you'll be ready for X Games sooner or
I might try.
later.
That might be fun.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Like a behind the, character constantly going down.
Yeah, right?
I guess inherently when I think of an endless runner, I inherently think of a game that's being played in portrait mode and not landscape mode. So maybe that's why I have such a negative opinion of it. Core challenge completed, by the way. Just in case you
oh my god, Ubisoft Connect? Daddy Ubisoft gave you credit?
What?
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah, I unlocked more Shack Daddy events.
So the other language tangent I was thinking of is, you guys ever think of, I was alerted to this by a Tumblr post, but do you guys ever think about how senses have like inherent positive or negative attributes based on the way we use them in language? For example, if something is tasty, most people would assume that that thing tastes good. But if something is smelly, then people would assume that that thing smells bad.
So what happens when you?
So you're saying it's interesting that in English we've baked our most commonly used word for has strong flavor is also a positive word, and our most commonly used. But I mean that makes some sense, because if you're measuring how tasty something is, that's purely subjective, purely subjective. But if you're measuring how smelly something is, you're also measuring the amount of the thing that's coming off of the volatile substances. So that's a measure of quantity, and also smell can be overwhelmed. So maybe I don't like your sense of smell is more sensitive than your sense of taste, which is why you can smell things at a distance, but you can only taste things that are in your mouth.
Pretty much.
So it's like I mean it's all the thing that I would want to know is that true in other languages?
That is a good question.
And like, does it vary by language family, or is it like pretty consistent across all human language?
That would be a dope-ass poll.
I would be willing to bet there are languages that have significantly more distinctions and significantly less connotative meaning applied in the words.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, to continue, like, I mean, noisy, that tends to be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Touchy also tends to be a bad thing, but that's in, like, almost strictly metaphorical.
Yeah.
Like, if you're saying something is touchy, you're not literally talking about
Is there
touch.
even a word for CE?
The only thing I think of is if something's a looker, that means that they're pleasant to look at.
But that's because that's derived from good looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is looking, and then good is applied to looking, right? Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Huh.
Makes you think.
Hashtag makes you think. And then what about all the senses that people don't list when they're talking about their senses? Like, my favorite example is proprioception. Your ability to know where your limbs are in 3D space relative to your, like, head, relative to each other. Proprioception is really, really important for keeping your balance and, like, doing complicated tasks and, like that's why you can shuffle a pair of cards without looking at the cards, you know? It's combining your sense of touch, your sense of balance and stuff like that. But I'm wondering, like, I don't know what that word would be. And what would it even mean to be the most or significantly
dexterous.
Sensing your... dexterous, I guess?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say hand-eye, except that's almost the exact opposite of what you're talking about. Hand-eye means being able to place your hand where
it's the reason why like proprioception is the reason why even a blind person can still touch their finger to their nose with pretty similar accuracy.
Proprioception, by the way, for those playing along at home, does not have an S. Just
Correct.
Thought I'd let you guys.
It's like perception.
Yeah.
Proprioception.
Now get out there and win the spelling bee, champ.
Here's another word. You want another spelling bee word? Paraprosdokian.
Whoa.
Okay, I want to see how far. Wait, no. If I look it up on Google, it's
Paraprosdokian is my favorite word. It's my favorite word. It refers to like a series or like a sentence or a story that when you get to the very end, you look back and the whole thing is like reinterpreted, or like you read the whole thing and you're like, at the beginning you have one interpretation. When you read the final part, it makes you reframe the previous parts.
Yeah.
Kind of like a plot twist of like, oh, he was always there, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you have like an example?
I mean, basically anytime somebody was evil from the beginning, and then, like, if you see, like, in a movie, they do, like, a flashback to when they did this thing, and it's like, oh, that was actually, whatever. It's like...
I thought it had to be, like, a sentence.
It could be I guess I can look up, let me look up...
I actually have an example. I don't know why
jokes,
this is the
jokes tends to be Paraprosdokians, because it's like,
yeah.
Like, there was one, this is such a crass example, now that we've brought up crass. This is such a crass example, but it's the only one that comes to mind. Ralph the Movie Maker made this joke. He was listening to, like, one of those, like, weird metal bands, like Anal Fuck or something. I don't know what the band was called. And, he said, yeah, this is music you could bang your sister to. And... just the fact that you have to get all the way to the word sister to understand what he's saying, that's what makes it a Paraprosdokian.
Also, you talking about anal cunt?
Anal cunt, that was it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was like, so, I don't even remember how it came up in the fucking video. He was just making a joke about it, and he was like, yeah, this is some music you can bang your sister to.
Nice.
Like, you think he's gonna say bang your head, and then, yeah.
I think most people would know who Anal Cunt is from I Just Saw the Gayest Guy on Earth. That song they made that is well known about the band, I Just Saw the Gayest Guy on Earth.
Oh.
I
don't know that much about the band.
Yeah.
Boss event.
There's an old
I got their name wrong
joke where you walk up to someone and you reach out to shake their hand and you're like, "Hi, where do you live?" And, like, the first part of the joke was like, oh, they assumingly was like, oh, I, like, live in a house or something. And then the person who's, like, approached them is like, oh, I live on the street. And then it continues on like that for
it's
several parts.
It's so amazing to hear you describe the different parts of a joke you're not telling.
Yeah.
Yes.
You could just tell the joke.
Because the punchline of the joke involves the handshaking, because the last part is, hi, what do you
you're
use
still
to wipe your ass
explaining.
with?
I don't know the joke.
You know what? Never mind.
Okay.
We'll never know the joke.
Matthew will never know the rest of the story.
If you told the joke, we would understand what you were saying about it better.
There is a humor to somebody explain the joke and then never explain what the joke actually is.
I'm a T-Rex riding a surfboard.
You know what? You are a
so
T-Rex
wacky?
riding a surfboard.
That's really wacky, dude.
I'm a T-Rex on the surfboard. Your opinion is invalid.
Yeah.
Do you think...
Remember when that was a thing people would say?
What?
Your opinion
is invalid?
I'm blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
your opinion is invalid?
Yeah, it'd be like...
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And now they just do one of those new meme faces.
Yeah.
Of, like, someone saying an opinion, and the other guy would be like, invalid pilled.
Yeah.
Invalid maxing.
Wow, that opinion is so wrong, Core.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's incorrect coded.
Yeah.
I don't think...
You are so false-moded right now.
You know, I mean, Connor, sometimes you and I talk about, like, old memes that we wish would make a resurgence, or just old memes we remember. Lil Z she wants to make sure she remembers till she's, like, a real old lady. That, you know, she wants to be an old lady sitting in a retirement home yammering about, he did surgery on a grape! And I think that's a beautiful dream, and I really encourage her in that journey. And I think Here Comes That Boy is my meme that I want to carry forward. But I'm good to replace it if somebody's got a better meme for me to carry forward.
No, see, there's so many memes that come and go that it's hard to remember all of them.
No. Some of them had they felt like big moments on the internet or something. Like everybody was talking about it being a meme in addition to it being a meme. You know, like when E was a meme, it was like Markiplier's face on that dude, and people were talking about the meme in addition to just sharing it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. That's like weird.
It was Markiplier's face on Lord Farquaad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's happening.
Oh, Suki's talking to us?
Yep, it's time for X Games.
Alright.
X Games.
I'm about
to
X
game on.
These X Games.
We gaming here. We X gaming.
Damn.
If the X Games were so good, why didn't they make the Y Games? That joke doesn't translate to letters as much as it does numbers.
That doesn't work.
Why would you do that?
Explain yourself.
You know what?
Explain your behavior.
I'm fighting for my life here, and I'm fighting myself for my own life.
Explain your joke, sir.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like...
You were so interested in explaining it earlier, and now we can't get you to talk. Wow.
X Games. OMG, this is it. This is everything you've been working towards in Snowtrix. It all goes down here in the ultimate freestyle show and competition designed to push your skills to the absolute max. The only way to win this is to use everything, and I mean everything you've learned in the event so far, and crank it right up to 11.
Okay, here we go. We've got big
Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, they say like 3 events, 3 heats on each, and you think it's going to be some long ass endurance thing, but it's really just like 3 runs. One of them the slope style one of them big air, one half pipe.
So it's 3 runs total.
Total, yeah, not of each.
So they said the word 3 twice to trick us into thinking there was more content.
Yeah,
and actually to scare us into thinking there was too much content.
Yeah, that this was some real endurance event.
Like we were going to have to fucking sit through this for years.
When actually it's one of the fastest events.
Yeah, you would want, like if there was any event you wanted to be 15 minutes long, it'd be the X Games, right?
Yeah, so they're lying to us.
Yeah.
Damn.
Maybe they recorded the line before they had to cut it down.
Yeah, probably that.
Wow. That's stupid. Why did they cut
Big
it down?
X Games is lying to us.
Pretty much.
I mean, doing 3 runs on each of these would get annoying, I think.
It would get annoying, but consider that could just be like for the dedicated players. It takes you, instead of 5 minutes, it'll take you 15 minutes. And consider that gamers are the kinds of people who will spend hours and hours and hours grinding and getting nowhere. So, like, I feel like you could just make it 9 runs or whatever. And it would be fine.
Okay.
Right? I mean, if somebody's like playing it and they're on 6 and they're like, God damn it, this is way too long, I'm just quitting. They just quit and they play something else.
Yeah.
Isn't that the point of this live service game?
Maybe.
There's something for everyone.
Well, whatever. X Games won.
Yeah, I will. That does feel a little
nice.
limp. Just doing
stars.
1 run in the half pipe and then that's it.
That was.
You're an X gamer now.
Maybe they should have been 3.
Whoa.
Well, I guess that wouldn't. You'd have to break the conventions of how like the progression structured. But maybe it should have been 3 different events.
An angry beaver on Adrenaclick.
You do
What
that
the
half
hell
pipe
is
once.
Adrenaclick?
I don't know. He says the weirdest shit.
Never
But,
mind.
oh, alright, we beat the final boss, so we get another special event. This one's a lot better than the special bike race, don't
That
worry.
sounds so
Hell
interesting.
yeah!
Amazing.
It does, doesn't it?
Adrenaclick is
Surprise lined up for you.
the non-generic version of like an EpiPen, epinephrine.
Wow.
In the moonlight. Ugh, so cool.
Wow.
Go, have some fun.
And why
and
did
then we
he?
celebrate.
Or I guess
I
it's
guess
a
they
little
didn't
different.
want to say.
I should say
EpiPen.
it's a little different because I see an article here in the Google results that says Adrenaclick versus EpiPen. How are they different? So they may be different.
Damn,
But
you're
they're
an
at least
expert.
associated.
5 times as much.
Yeah, I don't want to imply anything similar to medical advice.
You
Yeah.
really
I
stopped
have no
that
fucking
event like
idea.
an angry beaver on life-saving diabetes medication.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
Well,
not really what
when
an
I put it
EpiPen
that
is, but
way.
yeah.
But yeah, we're taking on Teton's fiddly spines at night.
This is basically the avalanche of the game.
I dig this. I like this aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it gives you a lot of big air opportunities, you know. Again,
Today's
playing
Deadly
into
Descent.
why you're playing the game and compared to that, you know, long endurance bike race.
Yeah.
Yeah. God.
Oh,
I mean, if you're gonna have a sort of snow-based game, you gotta end it with this
Holy
big
shit.
open area for big air and tricks.
It is a little hard to see when you land, but that's because you're getting so much air that like the draw
this is
distance is
crazy.
affecting your landing area, which I guess in and of itself is pretty cool.
it's not
Yeah.
really that the draw does. It's just that it's a whiteout. I mean, it's almost indistinguishable, the ground and
It's
the
more
air.
like a blue out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today's Deadly
Damn.
Descent is blue.
I've always wanted to be in a blackout. Not like an electricity blackout, but like an Arctic blackout.
Oh, I thought you were talking about getting punched in the face blackout.
I mean,
Or just
I-
drinking too much.
I did blackout one time, not from drinking and not from getting punched in the face, but I think I told this story on this channel too. I was going out on my front steps, and it was winter, and the steps were icy, and I slipped and fell and hit my head on the concrete step and just laid there for like an hour and a half in the cold until a neighbor
Nice.
found me unconscious.
God.
They woke me up and they were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, they got me up and I was very dizzy, and they got me some water, and then I was like, okay, I guess I'm okay. I'm a little disoriented,
Damn.
and then a couple days later I was fine. Probably should have gone to the hospital, but I did not.
The
have
fact that you
insurance.
remember it is a good sign.
Yeah. I slipped, and I remember the slip, and then I remember waking up.
I mean, you have people who like suffer multiple concussions. Like,
Yeah.
I think you guys know Frankie Muniz is a rally driver now.
Frankie
Malcolm-
Muniz?
Yes.
Like
Frankie
the actor
Muniz.
kid.
Yeah, the guy who played Malcolm.
Malcolm in the Middle, yeah.
Yeah, he's a rally driver now, but he suffered like several concussions as a rally driver, and apparently he claims that he doesn't remember being on the set of Malcolm in the Middle.
I think he claimed
Like,
that
ever.
before he had the concussions.
Yeah.
Really? I always thought that was part of his concussion.
Was so young. He was so young. I remember he was talking to Steve-O about it, and he was so young. I think it was Steve-O. He was so young at the time that everything was kind of a blur. Like, he just doesn't have a great memory of it because it all kind of went by so fast, which
Paul
is,
Blart.
you know,
we met the best character, Paul Blart Mole.
Yeah.
Do you think Kevin James actually uses that as his username?
Oh shit! I could have played with the real Kevin James and didn't even know it.
I think you did. I think that was video proof that you did.
You could have sheepishly put your hands in his pocket, in your pockets,
in his pocket.
In his pocket.
Let's not get too friendly.
I think it would be that's a ballsy move. That is a bold move. To approach a celebrity. You approach a celebrity and they're like getting ready for the usual. They're like, okay, here we go. I'm gonna have to guess it's me. And you just slide your hands into their pockets and smile at them.
While doing the Kevin James like sheepish smile with like your
like a shrug.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure that's crazy. And that's also, I'm pretty sure, sexual harassment.
It is.
Honestly, if I was rich and someone did that to me, I would assume they're trying to steal something from me, not harass me.
Well, they're not running your pockets. They're just gently placing their hands in your pockets, assuming you don't, like, stop them.
Yeah, exactly. I would,
giving it a little bit of a gentle
as soon
feel.
As I lay a finger inside of my pocket, I'm like, nuh-uh, you're not taking my keys.
What if you reach for you grab their wrists, and they move as though you are simply not there? Like, it's like
pass through you.
Like a machine. They just, like, pass into your pockets, and they do not care at all about your resistance. What happens then?
I simply don't know.
I bet you didn't think about that, huh? Wow.
I couldn't tell if you meant, like, never mind. I don't know.
Look at Carter 4. He's, like, in the ground.
He's chilling.
I thought the Carter 4 was a pretty good album and not in the ground like that guy seems to think.
Yeah.
Damn. Visual representation.
Whoa. What was that shit flying in the air?
People?
Shit.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's the normal on Riders Republic.
Yeah, everywhere you go, there's people. Hell, that's why I was playing with random people there at the end that I came across, naturally.
What a community.
All right. So that was Snow Tricks. Now, next up will probably be like the Air career, but if you're following this in real time, I'm probably not going to upload that immediately. It's been a decent amount of Riders Republic. You got to break it up, or else like this game would take up like a huge block of time.
Yeah, so
so
you thinking maybe a different game else, or maybe some streaming or something else?
Yeah.
Just leave your options open right now.
Yeah, but whatever's next, see you then.
Yep.